All new and only on 10 tonight. Is your recycling going to waste? Many of us faithfully fill up our bins every week.
But Verify viewers like Dale in Town and Country wonder how much is just ending up in a landfill. This is a stat that shared a lot online, claiming less than 10% is actually recycled. But is it true?
10 Tampa Bay anchor Josh Adorowitz took Dale along to verify what really happens to your recycling.
As far as rituals go,
Got milk bottles, plastics, and cardboard.
Dale Gruver hopes his isn't a waste. Dale is not the first to email Verify, worried, wondering where does all of his effort wind up? And there's that stat again. Is less than 10% of recycling really getting recycled? Let's verify. Our sources are the Environmental Protection Agency, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, our local recycling programs, and research conducted by the University of Florida. Verify found the percentage Dale and others are referring to is a figure based on plastic being recycled, estimated to be between 5 and 9%. But that's just for plastic, and it's counting all plastic waste generated, even what's not recyclable. And more importantly, this figure is not the percentage of what's actually sent to a recycling facility. In reality, studies show a majority of what we are putting into our curbside bins is ultimately recycled. But we wanted to see it for ourselves, and so did Dale. Waste Connections granted Verify rare access into its St. Petersburg facility. It's where curbside recycling from unincorporated Hillsborough County is processed, along with Clearwater's and St. Petersburg's, while recycling from Largo and other areas of Pinellas gets shipped across the bay to Ybor, to a facility operated by Waste Management, which also processes Tampa and Pasco County recycling.
This is where it begins.
Waste Connections' Kurt Salick says 20 tons move through their St. Pete facility every hour. The day we were there, a load was being delivered from the city of Clearwater. Inside,
We have employees that are on the deck doing pre-sort. And what I mean by pre-sort is we're taking materials out that aren't going to be recyclable, that could cause problems to the process. So a lot of what you see in those bins is plastic shrink wrap, plastic bags, and that has a tendency of clogging the whole system up. You'd be surprised what ends up in there.
from brake drums to helium tanks. What shouldn't be in bins is manually removed. Then, with what can't be in taken out, your recycling winds through a high-tech, high-speed maze of machinery.
This is showing what the robotics are picking up.
How does that thing know what to pick up?
It's smart.
It's smart, huh? Is that essentially artificial intelligence?
It's AI robotics.
Cleaning, crushing, and sorting it all.
These are the finished products of aluminum.
As much as 25 to 30% of what we intend to recycle doesn't make it to this point, according to a University of Florida study, because it's considered contaminated. Either it's too dirty or it didn't belong in a curbside bin to begin with. It's the result of what Hillsborough County Sustainability Manager Danny Gallagher calls wish cycling, throwing everything in the bin and hoping for the best.
Some residents might treat their recycling cart as a donation bin. We find clothing and t-shirts, bowling balls, the electronics. And so I think they think either we're going to get it to the right place, or maybe they genuinely think a bowling ball is recyclable. Not everything is recyclable. You need to check with your service provider, whoever's collecting your material, for the accurate list of what isn't acceptable.
Back at Waste Connections,
You ever seen so many beer cans in your life?
Dale's glad he now knows where it all goes. And we can verify the claim that less than 10% of what's in your recycle bin gets recycled is false. It's actually much higher.
It's amazing to see it actually in action. There's a lot of action.
With your Verify and Dale, I'm Josh Sidorowitz.
Success.
Man, watching them sort through all that, amazing. So Waste Connections says even what can't be recycled can still be used. Some of what would normally go to the landfill is burned to produce energy. For more information about what you should and should not be putting in your recycling bin, of course, Josh is going to walk you through it. You can see all of this on our website and our YouTube channel. You'll see that at 10tampabay.com.